Okay guys, moving on with number 7. Olivia earned 12 out of 15 points on her chemistry exam. What percent of the points did Olivia earn? So it's 12 out of 15 points, and they want to know what percent. So this is the percent out of 100 equals part over whole. Again, still a proportion problem. We don't know the percent out of 100. But we do know that the part is 12 and that the whole is 15. So now we can try and figure out, okay, how many times is 15 going into 100? And how many times will 12 go into that next number? So 15 going into 100. 15 times 6. Because 15 goes into 1 0 times. 15 goes into 10 0 times. 15 times 6 is 90. I have 10 left over. So I can bring that 0 down. Again, 15 goes into 100 6 times. And I'm going to keep on getting the same number and the same remainder. So that means that multiplying by 6.6 it's going to give me my amount there for my scale. That means the scale factor for the top also has to be 6.6. So 12 times 6.6 over here. 6 times 2 is 12 with 1 that carries. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 1, 7. Start the second row with the 0. 6 times 2 is 12. Again, the 1 carries. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 7. 2 plus 0 is 2, 7 plus 2 is 9, and then the 7 comes down here. I had 0 decimal places right here, 1 decimal place right here, so my answer would be 79.2. Again, this was slightly rounded because again the 6 is going to be repeating, or it'll go over and over again. So the closest answer to 79.2 would be letter C. 80% as my final answer. For number 8, a book is on sale for 30% off. So that's a 30% discount. The sale price of the book is $21. So what is the original price of the book? That's what they're looking for. So again, I had 100% minus 30%. So that means that it's 70% that's left over. So 70% out of 100 equals 21 out of the original price, which I do not know. So I have to say, okay, how many times does 70 go into 21 or 21 go into 70? Let me go ahead and simplify this by crossing off 1 0 from each one. So now I have 7 over 10 equals 21 over a number that I do not know. This makes it a little bit easier for me to work out. So 7 goes into 21. 7 goes into 2 0 times, but 7 goes into 21 3 times. So that means my scale factor is multiplying by 3. 10 when it's multiplied by 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 1 is 3. So the original price of that book would be B, $30. And again, the only main step that I used to find this scale factor was I simplified it first to an easier fraction, and then that made it easier for me to find my scale factor. You don't need to do that every time, but sometimes it works. Now the last question, number 9. It said last year Jamie bought a car for $D. 1 year later, the value of the car can be represented by the expression 0.74D. So it says, what is another way to describe the change in the value? Okay? So we went from it being D at the beginning of the year to 1 year later, now it's 0.74D. So what does that mean? We started off with D, which is, we can also say, which is 1D. and then it went down to 0.74D. So if I say, okay, well 1.00 minus 0.74, what's the amount that it changed? I have to borrow right here. 10 minus 4 is 6, 9 minus 7 is 2, and then 0 minus 0 is 0. So my decimal is 0.26, but if I move it over twice, I say, okay, that was a 26% decrease that happened to go from 1 down to 0.74. So 26%, but decrease, because again, the value went down. It went from 1, or just the letter D, all the way down to 0.74. So it went from 1 to less than 1. So that's why my answer would be letter B. And that's it, guys. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to let me know.